Last week we talked about answering the call. And this week we're going to talk about the curiosity of the call. Now some people have questions when I say this, so I'm just going to explain. I'm not geared up right now to preach you happy.
All right.
And so we're going to do a little bit of teaching.
Yes.
And so if you got a problem with that, you may say, well, you're supposed to teach and preach at the same time. Well, in the church arena, we understand when we get happy because you had a rhythmic, in-beat, cadence-driven sermon, and you say the preacher preached.
All right.
And the preacher could have said that you look like Phyllis Diller on an iodine bottle, but as long as it was in rhythm and had cadence, and you say he preached. Well, I plan on doing that today. We're going to teach a little bit out of Matthew chapter 10. Sister Williams, I seem to call you when I talk about dealing with this. I don't know, it's easy because you're on my mind. We're going to talk about the pink elephant that people don't want to deal with in this passage of Scripture. Pray with me. Father, we thank you for all that has taken place in this worship experience. We realize, God, that you didn't say that it was the singing, you didn't say that it was the offering, not even the testimonies. But you said faith comes by hearing the word of God. It's time for your word, God, and I'm inadequate to be the one to give it. So we ask now that you would send the preacher, that he might preach through me. Open our spiritual eyes that we can see in the spiritual realm. Open our spiritual ears that you might hear in the spiritual realm. We recognize individually and collectively what it is, God, that you're saying to us on today. Now allow the words of my mouth and meditation of my heart to be acceptable in thy sight. You are my strength and my redeemer. In the name of Yeshua, my Savior, I pray. Amen. In the way of bones, if I were to ask you to include the choir for all of the men in the church to move to your right, my left, and all of the women of the church to move, that was my left, your right. That's all the women who move to my right and your left. In other words, all the men on this side, all the women on this side. No doubt, you will begin to grumble as you move. Without even asking, the question would come up, why do all of the men have to be on one side and all the women on the other side? And Rick, not only that, some who like being on the right side, that they had to move to the left side. Well, why couldn't you put all the men on the other side? They don't have a problem with having to move. They just have a problem with moving from where they normally sit. Then someone who may be a little more of a thinker and want to look at the intellectual part of what I'm doing and analyze it and say, okay, he normally gives us bones, and so there's a reason. And they would come up with, well, Rev, I grew up in the age of segregation, and you're segregating us by separating the men from the women. And why would you do segregation in the church? All right. And then perhaps there are some women who've been doing all the work since they've been in church that would say it is only befitting that you separate us. Now we get to see who does the work and who does the talking. Will and ultimately I will not be able to please everybody. But somebody would look at the elephant in the room and not deal with with being upset about it and saying, why did he separate us? Don't he know that we need to work together? And so with those bones, we're going to talk about the curiosity of the call. Now, I need to do something that may seem boring to you, but you need it. So just tell yourself, I'm not going to be bored. Go ahead, tell yourself,
I'm not going to be bored.
I'm going to listen to this list.
I'm going to listen to this list.
Before I can get into the meat of this lesson, there are some things that we need to know. The first thing that we need to know is that as we look at this passage of Scripture, our Bible is not written in chronological order. And I would submit to you, brothers and sisters, that oftentimes the way we read the Bible, the way the events fold out in the Bible, we in our minds process that it happened in the order in which we read it. But I do have to understand this lesson, that when we look at what Matthew, the Levite, the tax collector wrote, it's not in the order in which it happened.
All right.
And if we're going to understand it, then we have to understand the order in which things happened. Let me just tell you up front so that you have a little something to hold on to. It's easy for us to wrap our mind around the simplicity of the text, those things that we can easily pull out of the text. As we look at it, we can find that there is a call. Jesus calls his disciples. Not only does he call his disciples, the practical application is that he calls us. He called his disciples by the name. Many of you have sang that song. We call them by his name. But not only do we call him by his name, he called the disciples by their name. And I will submit to you that if you listen well enough, he called you by your name.
Yes.
And so it's easy to wrap our minds around. It's easy for our theology to match up with what we do when we look at the call of the Scripture. And then we can see that there was a commission, there was a command with it. Jesus gave his disciples a commission to go out and do some work. We talked about the work. The song said, I'm going to stay in there all the way. I'm not going to quit working halfway through. I'm going to work till I'm done. Not like somebody starting a job and then quitting. And so there's a commission and there's a commandment that Jesus gives the disciple. He gives us a commission and he gives us a commandment to follow. It's easy, Sister Jane, for us to wrap our minds around the call and the commission and the command. And then in the Scripture we can see that the disciples get the comforter. Jesus sends them out with the comforter we call the comforter, the Holy Spirit. Acts has not happened yet because Jesus has not been crucified yet. And so here we have something that we're not used to hearing, because did not Jesus tell the disciples, you're going to wait and they will be endued with power. But here it is, before that happens, he has already given them the Holy Spirit to go out and do what they could not do on their own. It's easy, Janice, for us to wrap our minds around the comforter. And then as this scripture, this passage, this pericope concludes, we find that there is a caution. Jesus tells them he understands, Anthony, that when he sends them out and they're able to cast the demons out and they're able to heal the lepers and they're able to heal the sick, that they're going to get something in their mind chapter, and that's why I asked you to read the entire chapter, was to comprehend why did Jesus teach segregation? Why did he tell them to ascribe to sedition? And with all of this power, why does he tell them that they're going to have to suffer? Well, stick with me a little bit. If indeed our European interpreters got it right, and Jesus did promote segregation, and he did promote sedition, and he did warn them that they were going to suffer, we have a pink elephant in the room. For if there's segregation in the church, how in the world can we expect it not to be in the world? If Jesus taught sedition of the family, that brothers have to hate parents, children have to hate their parents, and brothers and sisters hate each other, and that you had to give up, and that and doing the work that he called you to do after healing the lepers, and after healing the sick, and after casting out demons, that you were going to be cast in jail for doing something good, then we must ask ourselves, what about this pink elephant? Why, Jesus? Before we get too far in our interpretation of the segregation, the religious segregation, if we look at verse number 5 in our passage, Jesus told his disciples, the 12 of them, do not go to the land of the Samaritans. He tells them, do not go to the land of the Gentiles. This is religious separation. So what he's saying is that if they are not of the lost sheep of Israel, if they don't worship the way that you have been taught to worship, if they don't understand God the way that you understand God, you are not to go to them. Sounds like segregation to me. And then there's the sedition of your relatives, not sedition of God, but here it is. If you don't forsake your mother, if you don't forsake your father, if you don't go against your relatives for my sake, then you're not worthy of my kingdom. Jesus teaches sedition in the family. You got to be willing to give it all up. Yes. Oh. I know you love your mama. I know that the Bible says that there's a commandment with promise that says to honor your mother and your father. How can I go against honoring my mother and father when you say, Jesus, I got to give it up? How do we reconcile this? How do we understand what Jesus is saying? Because the commandments are the commandments. But Jesus says you got to be willing. Yes. Can I just tell the truth about it? There's some children that grow up independent. They love their parents, but they want to make it on their own. And to give up, they'll call their parents every now and then. And it's not that they don't love them, but they want to do things and they're independent and they don't need somebody over them telling them what to do all of the time. And so for them, it might not be so hard. But then there are others that they're mama babies, whether they be men or whether they be girls, and they got to talk to their mama every day. They got to check on their mama every day. And here it is. Jesus says, I got to choose between you and my mama. The pink elephant. The curiosity of the call. Yes. We have been called, and there's a curiosity of how do I live out this call based on the way that God and Jesus has told me to live it out. And then it makes no sense whatsoever. Jesus, that you're going to give me this power to cast out demons, free people's minds, set people at liberty, to heal those who have been sick for years and years and years. And here it is that the doctors couldn't do nothing for. The religious establishment didn't do nothing for. The rabbis didn't do nothing for me. Here it is, you send me and I free them, and I'm going to be the one that gets locked up. I got to suffer good. If I'm healing folks, I ought to get some thanks for healing folks. If I'm doing what the rabbis couldn't do or would not do, if I'm doing what the doctors went to school for and they couldn't do, then people ought to appreciate me that I did it for free.
Yes, yes.
But look at this history. All of these things happened before Jesus sends these 12 out. And if we look at this mirror, one of the things that, and I'm just throwing this in for good measure, there's depending on which verse you read, there's 2 Judas in the group. One is Judas Iscariot, that's the one that you know. But he wasn't the only person named Judas in the group. We talked in Bible study some years ago that oftentimes we act like that in the Bible only one person can have the name John, and only one person can have the name whatever it is, or Judas. But no, just like now, you got plenty of Johns, plenty of Marys, plenty of Susies, plenty of Jeffs. There were folks named their children what they wanted to name when there was more than one. The interesting part about Judas Iscariot, the one that you know as a betrayer, is that one, Matthew doesn't tell us this, but another writer tells us that he sent the disciples out 2 by 2. And Sister Henrietta, that would lead me to believe that Judas had to be coupled with somebody else. And it would lead me to believe that if Jesus gave the Comforter to each of the other disciples, that he wouldn't have just left one out.
Okay.
And so Judas, if we look at the passage, Judas would have had the Comforter, which means that he would have been able to heal the sick and cast out the lepers. And cast out demons and cure the lepers. He would have been able to do the same thing that God enabled through the Spirit the other disciples to do. There's another big elephant in the room, Sister Lucy, because if Judas could experience all of that power, if Judas could experience that Holy Spirit and do these wonders and works that he had seen Jesus do, then what allows him to betray him? It's not like he didn't share in the power. It wasn't like that he didn't get as much as everybody else got. It wasn't like he was cast out and so this was his retaliation. He got to do the same thing that everybody else did. That was for free.
Okay.
Jesus begins his great Galilee ministry before chapter 10. Before the 12 disciples are called. Jesus preaches the kingdom, repent, for the kingdom of his heaven is at hand, before the 12 disciples were called. Jesus goes to Nazareth and he's rejected twice before the 12 disciples are called. Jesus teaches from a fisherman's boat, and then he directs these disciples, a few of these fishermen who had been out there working and toiling all night and had not caught anything. He directs them to cast the lots out into the deep and then cast the nets on the other side, and they get the biggest catch of their life before the 12 disciples are called. Simon, Andrew, James, and John, also known as the inner circle, were called before all 12 disciples were called. Jesus teaches at Capernaum, unclean spirits are cast out. Peter's mother-in-law is healed. A town of people visit Jesus, and we find that almost, we consider, because it doesn't tell us how many, and some of them say all, the people were healed. So multitudes and multitudes of folks who hadn't repented, they just came and Jesus healed them. Another big elephant, because some say, unless you have salvation and have repented, that you cannot experience the works of God. But here it was that Jesus just healed them because they needed to be healed.
Yes, Lord.
Jesus seeks solitude. He wanted to get by himself and pray before the 12 were called. Jesus travels throughout Galilee teaching and preaching and healing. Lepers are cleansed, paralytics are healed. The scribes question Jesus' authority because he's doing this on the Sabbath, and he's telling people that their sins are forgiven and they didn't ask for them to be forgiven. And they're saying, how can a man forgive sins? Only God can forgive sins. And all of this is before the 12 are called. The rise of opposition. The religious leaders plot to kill Jesus before the 12 are called. Notice all of this happens before the writer of this passage, Matthew, Levi, the tax collector. It's after all of this has happened that Levi, the tax collector, is called. The writer who wrote that tells us about the segregation and the sedition and the suffering. He's just now entering the picture. You ain't got to be. If he's just now entering the picture, then we have to relook at what was the purpose of the segregation, what was the purpose of the sedition, and what was the purpose of the suffering that the writer just entered after all of this has happened, and some of the disciples have already seen it. The inner circle is already hanging out with Jesus. See, we must understand that there was a difference between disciples and apostles. So the 12 that he called as apostles were those that were going to carry on the work. And they were going to make disciples. They themselves had been disciples, and now they would make disciples. Jesus eats with the tax collectors. But Jesus also eats with the Pharisees and the scribes. Look at this man. He eats with the poor and he eats with the rich. He eats with those who accept him and he eats with those who are plotting against him. Look at Jesus. Now why would this Jesus who does not segregate himself from the classes of people tell these apostles to segregate themselves? Well, I don't want to keep you past 1 o'clock. We already established that there is a call, and you and I are called. We established that there is a commission and a command, and you and I have been commissioned to be the salt and the light of the earth, to let people know about our love, that we are the disciples of God. We already established the fact that the Comforter, which is the Holy Spirit, that we have, that guides us and protects us and teaches us, that it came for us to be able to do those things that we could not do on our own. We come to the conclusion that there is a caution, that when God begins to use us, not to get cocky and think that we're doing it all on our own. But here it is, Reverend M. Why is the segregation? Could it be that the religious segregation was because the Jewish people were in a worse condition than the Gentile people were in? You used to watch a TV show that said things that make you say, Here it is, Jesus' own people. He tells his apostles, go to them. Could it be because they're in worse shape? Could it be because they need it more than the other people? Because Jesus already knows that the Gentiles will accept the gospel when it comes. Then could it be because he already realized that when this good news comes, it will be good news to the Gentiles and not to the Jews? And as he established his church, he sends his apostles to the Jews so that he can get them in line for what's to come. What are you saying, Reverend M? That if we understand what Solomon said, there's a time and a season for everything. There is some wisdom in what he said. And what I'm saying is that if we understand and can pull some application out of this, that in our call, that perhaps at some time or another, there is a place for a segregation. For the Romans 10 and 9, for it all to work out the way that it needs to work out. Sometimes you might have to separate from the folks that you love the most. Sometimes you might have to separate from your ace boom boom. Sometimes you might have to leave your fraternity alone for a while. Sometimes you might have to put your sorority down for a moment. Sometimes you might have to separate yourself from those that will keep you from your commission. But then what about this addition, Reverend M? Jesus did say that if you're not willing to forsake your mother, he did say that mothers will be against daughters and fathers will be against sons and that family will be against each other. Because why? Because of the religious belief. Those who grew up in the Jewish tradition and want to hold on to the tradition will be against those that want to accept what's new. Do we not have that in the church now? Are there some folks in the church that say we ain't done it that way, we don't want to do it that way, and we will kick you out if you try to make us? Don't like change. If you don't recognize that what Jesus did was to bring about change from the way that they were doing things, you haven't understood what you've been reading. Because from the time that Jesus comes on the scene, he changes even the way I've taught you this. He's changed even the way that the disciples or the students, the Talmudim is the Hebrew, the way that they were chosen. He didn't go to the gymnasium, and I'm not talking about where you can get your workout on then. The gymnasium was the school of learning. That's what we call the college. So he didn't go to the college and get the best theological seminary students and make them his disciples. He went and got the folks that have already flunked out, didn't get to go to college, and he said the fishermen, and he said, come, I believe in you, and you can be what I am. That's change. So this addition, what he's saying is, could it be that Jesus is telling us that there might be a time in what I tell you to do that your mama not going to agree with it. All right. There's a time in what I have for you to do that your daddy's not going to understand it. What I called you to do, your commission, the command and the mission I have for you might cause you to lose your relationship with your siblings. Okay. That's called sedition. Yes. Not that you purposely went against what mama said. You still honor mama, you still honor daddy, but you realize that you got to do what God said over what they said. Okay, now. So there is a sedition. And then finally, there's the suffering. I understand it, but think about it. Jesus tells them, I'm sending you out as sheep among wolves. We've heard that before, but have you ever really processed it? Do you know what wolves do to sheep? Tear them up. Jesus, you sending me out to get beat up? You sending me out in the devil's territory? The one who seeks whom he may devour and eat up, you're sending me out in that? You're telling me, Jesus, that after I do all of this good, that I'm going to get locked up for your name? Yeah, there's some suffering. You got to make some sacrifice to fulfill your call. You're going to get lied on. Yes. You're going to loan some folks some money that they swear they're going to pay you back and they're never going to pay you back. Amen. Some of your best friends are going to look you dead in your face and tell you that they love you while they're sticking the biggest dagger that they can find in your back. You are going to suffer the curiosity of the call, the side of it we don't want to deal with. I can deal with the glory, but I don't want to deal with the gloom. And so there's going to be some suffering. And the thing that I like about this piece of it is that Jesus tells them up front. And our minds really can't comprehend that here we've seen this man come through. He's touching the lepers and cleansing and cleaning them and healing them. We don't touch lepers. They got to walk on the other side of the street. He's healing the Samaritans, the folks who are half Assyrian and half Jews that the Jews won't have anything to do with. So Jesus didn't segregate himself from other people. He just told them that they needed to segregate to get the word out. But he tells them straight up, Deacon Harmon, that they are going to suffer. And so we can't expect not to suffer. Let's be honest with ourselves. Nobody likes suffering. Most people don't like pain. I have a high tolerance of pain, but I don't like it. Some people can't deal with a little bit of pain, and they ready to go to the hospital. But Jesus is saying, spiritually, you're going to have to deal with pain on a consistent basis for my name's sake. So the curiosity of the call is that it's not all glamour. And my challenge to you today, my brothers and my sisters, those on Facebook, those that are under the sound of my voice today, my challenge to you is that in the curiosity of the call, deal with the big elephant. There are times that you're going to have to be segregated to accomplish what Christ called you to. There are times that you may be estranged from your family. Not that you don't love them, but they can't get with what God called you to do. And then be prepared for the suffering. I heard the scripture says, I beseech you therefore, brother, by the mercies of God, that you present your body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, which is your reasonable service. So it has nothing to do with the spirit that's in you, but your flesh is going to suffer. Wish that all over the building.